Earlier this week, I unlocked Signature Series Randy Johnson by completing the Live Series collection entirely as a no money spent player here in MLB The Show 22. So in this video, our third iteration now, we're going to go over the quickest way to complete these Live Series collections as a no money spent player, some tips and tricks that I utilize to speed up the process on my end, and some things that'll hopefully help you out on your journey to completing collections this year. As you see here, of course, we've gotten our collections done. We got that Randy Johnson. He has a 2.54 ERA for me in 28 innings already. Already have him parallel 3 on the way to parallel 4. He is absolutely filthy. If y'all had any concerns like, oh, is Randy Johnson worth it? Should I get him? Yeah, Signature Series Randy Johnson with that new arm slot is absolutely disgusting. Now, the first thing I want to talk about here, my first kind of pro tip is more of a mindset thing, but it's a marathon, not a sprint. We're not even a month into the game yet. It's totally okay if you don't have Randy. It's okay to not have any divisions done, any leagues, any teams. Perfectly fine. We're only a month into the game. Now, of course, these rewards are going to be better early on than they are later in the game, as there's going to be more options. But guys like Randy are still going to be top tier starting pitchers throughout the course of the season. You don't have to come in and complete it in 1 month. You don't necessarily have to feel like you're behind if you haven't. We're all playing at our own pace. We all have more or less time to play. Some of us maybe get lucky with some pack pulls, others don't. There's so many variables. I wouldn't get hung up on where you are in the process, but just know that it is entirely completable as a no money spent player. I used to think that these Live Series collections were impossible, and so I would never even try to go after it. As soon as I realized it was possible to come in and complete, I started focusing on it more, and I had a plan in place. I was able to knock these out, which that's kind of our second tip, first tip, so to speak. We got to have a plan in place here. I recommend going division by division to complete the collection, because while you are having to obtain some more expensive teams, I know a lot of people like to go cheapest teams only. Division by division does make you collect some more expensive teams. You're going to get very good rewards to that. Let's take a look at this NL East, for example. And we get this Chase Utley right here. I have him parallel 3. This Chase Utley has been a very valuable member of my squad. By completing the NL East early, I was able to unlock Chase, add him to my squad, and now he's batting 443 with a 1400 OPS through 119 games. By virtue of being so good and making me a better team, I've been able to earn more stubs from that. Events are easier when Chase is eligible because I get to throw Chase Utley in the event. He scores runs for me. I win more event games. I'm more successful overall. So I definitely recommend one division at a time, as well with some of these cheaper cards. For example, we come in here to the Tampa Bay Rays. Y'all probably looked at them before. Let's take a look at Corey Kluber here. He's selling for 1,000 stubs on his sell now as a silver. That is a pretty common occurrence. Shane McClanahan at 1,000. Kittredge right at 1,000. The Nino at 1,000. Even the bronzes over 100 stubs. Manny Margot 1,400. Francisco Mejia 1,600. The Rays are very inflated right now. So if you're going after the cheaper teams, so to speak, and you came in and knocked out the Rays collection, you would be spending at least a decent chunk of stubs to go after that, even though they don't have any diamond players. However, over time, these Rays are going to drop in price. They're not going to be these thousands and thousands of stubs forever. They are going to come down in price. So by saving a collection like that for later on, when you're ready to complete the AL East, you're possibly saving yourself some stubs in doing so, because maybe instead of having to buy Kluber at 1,000 stubs, you get to buy them at 500 stubs. We extrapolate that out over all these silvers, the bronzes. We're saving stubs everywhere. That's going to be a benefit to us over time. Every stub counts. So if we can save 500 to 1,000 here and there, that is going to add up significantly over time. And with how expensive these Tampa Bay Rays are, that leads us into our next point. We want to sell everything. For example, if I'm fishing the NL East, I don't need Tampa Bay Rays players right now. I can come in and sell all the ones that I have, not just duplicates, even singular copies. I would come through and sell those because, again, I can go back and buy them back cheaper later on and utilize those stubs now to help me finish something like the NL East. And that's a mindset that is going to continue past just live series teams. We go into the collections or the inventory right here. filter through things. For example, if I pulled an Albert Pujols, absolutely would be selling him. Same can be said for something like these flawless players that got to 100 points to the VR program. I got Jason Giambi instead of Oral Hershiser, but Oral Hershiser right now selling for 40K, almost 41,000 subs. That is the value of several diamond players for our live series cards. Matt Carpenter, you know, somehow pick him up, 32K. If you pull these big dog packs and get mid or rare rounds, sell those cards. Everything is going to add up over time. This Ron Santo, 18K. It's not a lot, but 18,000, 19,000 subs. Again, that is going to add up over time. Do not be afraid to sell everything. That was my approach. Every single card I was not actively using for a collection, I sold. Even all my Face of the Franchise guys, I came in, I sold them back when I got them. They were around 25, 30,000 subs. That adds up. That adds up very quickly over time. Event rewards. Now that I'm done with collections, probably won't sell these event rewards. The guy like Bob Gibson, 24K. If I wasn't done with collections yet, absolutely would be selling them. Now, of course, I get the concerns that, well, then I'm just gonna have to go back and buy those cards again later on. While true in some instances, some of those cards could be cheaper at those moments. For example, big dog pack players almost certainly going to get a flash sale at some point that brings those down. VR program rewards are going to be more and more obtainable as the year goes on. And we could even see the return of more frequent event rewind packs that bring down the price of these event cards at some point. So one, their price can go down over time, but two, and most importantly, once you have the live series collection done, stubs are much easier to come by because you don't have this one massive 2 million stub sink that you're working towards at one time. Subs are going to be much easier to come by after you have that collection done, whether it's now you have subs opened up to put out in roster update investments, or just by virtue of not actively spending every stub that you make, your stubs are going to slowly trickle upwards. And you're going to be able to rebuy these cards plenty easily. But I recommend selling everything and come in here and just clean out your inventory. I'm telling y'all, there is a lot more in here than you think. Come in, clean out your inventory of everything. I guarantee y'all got some stubs lying around. I've heard of people saying they cleared out their inventory. All of a sudden they had 50, 60, 70, 80K more than they thought. They didn't even have a single diamond player. We're talking tops now, gold live series, silver, bronze. Heck, if you want to go crazy on the app, it's not too bad. List all your common live series cards. You can have a lot of subs sitting around here, but don't just look at the MLB players. Don't ignore our equipment as well. I got this cheese bat here. Boom, 1,300 subs. Again, it's not much, but every little thing is slowly going to add up over time. I got a gold bat, 129 stubs. Same if I came in here with the batting gloves, fielding gloves, go through your equipment, go through your perks as well. I didn't realize I had these. I got 4 diamond perks. I guess I was working on flipping. I need to list those. Those are 1,300 stubs a piece right now. I probably got some gold ones. Same with sponsorships. Some of these diamond sponsorships, which I have one right here. I don't even know where I got this from. Boom, 2,074 stubs. I don't even know where I got that from. There's a diamond sponsorship. Maybe I got it from a pack and just totally forgot about it. 2,000 stubs right there. Everything's going to add up over time. Same with your unlockables, stadiums, jerseys, all that. Go through, sell out all your inventory. I guarantee you're sitting on a lot more subs than you think. You're going to be able to utilize that to start flipping, knocking out more collections, getting a couple 90+ guys as well, which of course those 90+ guys, those cards are only going to go up over time in the short term. Another reason why I like focusing on one division at a time, we're guaranteeing to knock out some of those 90+ guys. We saw the craziness happen with the market last week. Things can change really quickly. We're a stub sale away from 90+ guys having a significant increase on their cost. Another recommendation I have is do not come in here and make any collections until you have an entire division done, and then you'll collect every team in that division all at once. Here's why. For example, let's take a look at the New York Yankees. My man Anthony Rizzo, 3-homer game yesterday. All of a sudden, he is now supercharged and selling for 1,800 stubs. That is definitely an inflated price due to his supercharge. So let's say you had bought an Anthony Rizzo at 300 to 400 stubs to use in the collection. All of a sudden, these 1,800 stubs, you now have the flexibility to go back in, sell that card back, make 1,000 stubs off of them, and then you can buy them back later on. And it just allows you to have that flexibility make whatever plays you need to make. No sense in locking your cards in early on when you don't need to. Wait till you have that full division done, and you're going to be able to take advantage of that divisional collection reward. Then go ahead, lock everybody in at that point. Now, of course, in addition to all of that, we got to have the right mindset. We got to be going through and selling everything. We're going to start one division at a time. Sell every card not in that division and tackle that. We do want to have some stubs, and we do want to be working the market a little bit. Now, flipping is tough this year. You can see here on my completed orders, I got 316 pages of completed orders. That's quite a bit. About 10 of them were probably from yesterday. 316 pages, that is quite a bit, but I know people who have thousands and thousands already flipping to try to get to Randy Johnson. So for me, I didn't do just an absolute ton of flipping, but what I did do was come in here, and every night I'd take my stubs and store them in some overnight orders. I'd come through here. I'd try to find some good prices on the app. I'd use the price trend line history to get a better idea of, okay, what has Max Muncy been selling for at his peak the last 2 days? I can look at it and say, oh, he's usually selling for 8,000 subs. He's 6,000 right now. Maybe I can come in here and snag a couple Max Muncy's at 6,000 overnight, sell them in the morning for 7,500 to 8,000, and make a solid return on my investment on that front. But always have your subs be doing something every night. Come in here, try to find some golds. Usually every single night, there's at least 4 to 5 golds that are just way under their standard price, and they rebound within the next day or two almost every time. If I come in here, I identify those players based off using the trend lines on the app. I come in, I'll buy 5 or 6 of each of those, and then simply in the next day, I'll turn around, I'll sell them, and sometimes I made upward of 1,000 stubs plus on each gold that I have. So overnight orders have been very, very, very successful for me. Always make your stubs be working for you. Having a bunch of stubs up in your bankroll doesn't do you a lot of good. Make sure your stubs are working for you if you're not actively doing those collections. So I recommend coming in, doing some overnight orders. Be very, very conservative with these. Even if, like, let's say you wanted to buy Correa and you're like, ooh, 2370. I don't know about that. Maybe I just undercut all those orders. I'll come in at 2,301. Maybe it won't go through. Maybe it will. Better to have an order not go through than an order go through where you lose stubs on at the end of the day. Flipping this year, no doubt tough though. That's why I like a little bit more of a passive approach, so to speak, with these overnight orders. Don't have to be actively doing anything. We can extrapolate that past cards into equipment as well. I know a lot of people to have success with equipment. You know, this bat right here, if I was looking at it, I see, okay, there's a couple orders at 13,000, but all of a sudden it drops down to 11,600. Let me come in at 11,656, and hey, maybe there's a downswing in the market over time. I can get that to go through, and then I can turn around and sell it back for 16,000 when the market recovers. So keep your eye on the market for those things. Definitely very effective ways. And of course, if you want to make more subs, we do have our weekly Market Monday series where we're always breaking down the best things to do each week content wise to make stubs. New feature program coming out this week, the week that, if you're watching the video the week it comes out. Going through, grinding that out and selling those players could easily be north of 100,000 worth of stubs, which every little thing counts in collections. So that is the approach I want y'all to work with if you're struggling to complete collections. You're wanting to speed up your process. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. Don't have to have it done ASAP, but you will get it done over time. Second point, have a game plan. Tackle one division, one league at a time. Maybe you already have Ronald Acuna Jr. on your squad. You pulled them from a pack. All right, then, bet. Let's go tackle that NL East, then knock out the rest of the NL. We're going to get stubs, packs, player rewards from tackling that, completing that. They're going to help us further on. We're going to sell everything that is not within that division. And by everything, I mean everything. We're talking event rewards, BR rewards, ranked seasons rewards. It does not matter. Sell them. I promise you'll be able to buy them back, and those stubs are going to speed up the process you can complete live series collection with very, very, very quickly. And finally, the last two things, we're going to make sure we don't collect the entire division until we have the entire division. Don't collect one team at a time. Keep that flexibility with if you need to turn around and end up selling a card. Maybe your plans change. You never know. Only collect when you have that entire division done. Make sure your stubs are always working for you as well, finally. Put in those overnight orders. Accumulate a nice volume of cards that you can make 300 to 400 subs a piece on. Nothing wrong with that at the end of the day. And it ensures your subs are always working for you. That's what we got for today, though. If you enjoyed the video, definitely be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Supports this channel in a massive way. And if you have any further questions about the live series collection, let me know down in the comment section below. I try to do my best to respond to as many people as I can who comment on the videos. If you have any questions, be sure to hit me up. Until next time, though, I'll catch y'all around.